What's up YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Today, you're here to learn how to make terrarium substrate, and I don't blame you. All the prices that you find online are expensive, and lucky for you, I make a lot of habitats, enclosures, and terrariums, and today I'm going to show you how to make a terrarium substrate. Let's roll the tape. Alright, let's begin. So you're going to want a big container to mix all your ingredients for this recipe, and I use a 32-ounce deli cup just to measure my parts. You can really use anything. And I like to measure 4 parts of organic potting soil. And you don't want to use anything with fertilizer because it can be harmful for your pets, any bioactive bugs you're going to be using. So this is more of a pet-friendly, safe type of mixture. And there are a lot of mixtures out there on the internet, but this is what specifically works for me really well. I use this in bioactive vivariums, terrariums, and organic potting soils. And the next ingredient to this recipe is just orchid bark, and I like just to measure it out to 2 parts of orchid bark. However, you don't have to use specifically orchid bark, it's just more readily available. You could just use other things as Rgb bark or just any type of dry bark with no dye in it. And for the next ingredient of this mixture, I like to use sphagnum moss. Sphagnum moss is really good in holding in the moisture for your actual substrate mix. And it's really good at actually keeping it aerated too for any roots of the plants that you decide to use. I like to rip up my sphagnum moss as much as I can and try to get it all throughout it. And I want to mention that a lot of people are using sphagnum moss to propagate plants a lot nowadays, and like sphagnum moss has a lot of magic wonders to it. You don't necessarily have to use sphagnum moss. You could use other replacements such as dried moss. For instance, you could use orchid moss or like beech moss, just anything that's more dried and dead. That will hold moisture and humidity really well. And when you're mixing it up, make sure to wear gloves. That orchid bark is actually really itchy. But yeah, it's really simple and easy to make terrarium substrate. And I hope you guys got some value out of this. And that's how you make terrarium substrate. I know, it's super simple and easy, and it's cheap. And now you have the idea of how to make it yourself, so you don't have to buy it online ever again. And if you guys got some value out of this, please hit that smash and like, subscribe button down below. My name's Ryan, and you're watching Mighty Morphin Reptiles.